Hi, welcome to Just in the Kitchen with me, your host, Justine. It's fall, it's football, it's game day around here, so I'm going to make some game day chili. I remember coming home in the fall with chili, and I just loved it with tons of crackers. Now I eat it with tortilla chips, I put sour cream on it, I do all kinds of things. Whatever you want to do, that's fine with me. Just, don't tell my mom. So I've got her basic recipe, but she used to use a bag of chili-o is what it was called, I think, something like that. And it was chili seasoning, but I have my own chili seasoning that I use, and I love it. So let's start off with the ingredients. We have beans, and our beans we have red kidney beans, we have pinto beans, we have black beans, we have navy beans, we have all kinds of beans. Then we just go with a hamburger. I like a 90-10. I almost said a 90-20. A 90-10 because I don't like draining out the fat. I have two types of tomatoes. I have fire roasted and I have regular. My mom used to use the whole tomatoes. That's all they had back then, and she'd squeeze them. But I like the little petite dice because I don't want my tomatoes all mushy. I like a chunk of tomato in my chili. I have onions, and then here is my spice mix. I have chipotle chili, regular chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, and red pepper flakes. One time I made this, and my uncle came over for dinner. So Mark's like, "Oh, I think this is too hot for your uncle." And I'm like, "Well, don't tell him. Maybe he won't know. But if you tell him it's hot, then he's going to know." Well, we sat down, and it was too hot for him. So, Uncle Ed, this one isn't for you. So sorry, but I like it a little spicy. So let's get to browning the hamburger. And it's just easy. You don't want to put the onions in yet because the onions will burn. We're going to turn it on and we'll put it at medium. This, I think I've told you, I got it from one of those parties where you order things at home. But I went to the Fall Festival in Plymouth, and they had the company there had a little booth. A lady had a booth, so you could have gotten it there. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to put in all the hamburger. Oh, there it goes. Now, just a guide, if you want to put turkey, ground turkey in there, you can put ground turkey in there. If you can even put beef in there. I've seen people put beef in their chili, but this is just a nice basic recipe for chili. I make a white bean chicken chili, which is really good. This is your good old-fashioned chili, kind of amped up a little bit, because my mom sure didn't put chipotle powder in it, I'm telling you. And all the chipotle powder is a smoked dried smoked jalapeno. So that's what this chipotle powder is out of. It is so good. And it gives it, obviously, that smoky flavor that you want. And it's not super hot. There's not seeds in it, so it's not super hot. But to my Uncle Emmett, it is super hot. Thanks for telling him, Mark. He wouldn't have known otherwise. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown this up. And then if you had a crock pot, one of those instant pots, you could brown it in there. You could put all the other stuff in there after you've browned it. You could brown it in one pot. You can put all that stuff in there into one pot. You could leave it, come home. You could do it in the morning, come home, you have chili. Bam! It's very, very easy, and it's adaptable to your crock pot, to anybody's crock pot, even if you don't have one of those instant pots, which I don't. So if somebody would like to send me an instant pot, I wouldn't argue. From what I hear on the instant pot, you can do everything. You can brown, you can saute, and then you just keep it all in one pot. If you don't have that, you would brown here, put your onions in here, then put your spices in here, get it all because you want your spices to bloom. And then once you do that, you could put it all in the crock pot. Easy peasy. Probably takes you another 5 minutes after you brown your hamburger. I like doing big bulk. You know that, I'm a bulk cooker. I'm a bulk eater, what am I talking about? I'm a bulk cooker, and I like to put it into here and then take it to friends. I might take this over to my brother a little bit later. I like to freeze it. It's nice in the wintertime when you're hungry. Just take it out and you've got chili. You don't even have to do this. My hamburger is browning. I've got it all in small pieces. I'm going to add my onions to make up so they can get cooked together. And we'll saute the onions. We'll saute the onions for about 5 minutes. And continue to let the hamburger get brown. It smells, I know everybody says, oh, we wish we had smell-o-vision and stuff, but it smells so good. Anytime you put onions or garlic and you heat them up, it smells beautiful. You know what? If people were really smart, if the makeup industry or whatever perfume industry was really smart, they would somehow figure out a way to put onion and garlic in perfume that it would be masked, but there would be like that oil of it, the musk oil or something. They would make a fortune, and women would be, and men would be finding their mates. They'd be having like the Pied Piper. They would just be following them. My onions have become translucent, which is what I wanted. Now I'm going to put all my I'm going to put all my spices in there. Sometimes I don't know, I'm in this, all the other dried spices, I just feel like I want the garlic powder in there. It gives it a more, I like it better. Oh, so now I am cooking just for about a minute or so. I'm going to cook the spices. It'll make them bloom. You cook them a little bit and it'll bring, smells so good. My mouth is watering. I could eat the meat just like this. Maybe add a little tomato paste and make it a sloppy chili joe. And you could make it, you can also put this, so you've got the hamburger in there, the onions and everything, you haven't added the tomatoes. You could add tomato paste. And add some tomatoes without the juice. Then you put it in like dough, and you can make pies out of it. It is really good, but be careful of the tomatoes. You could use maybe sun-dried tomatoes. Be careful of the tomatoes because the juice will make the pie yucky. It'll make it soggy. So right here is where, with a little bit of tomato paste, I would make like a chili pie. I'm going to add the tomatoes with the juice. All right, I just have to show you with the tomatoes without the paste. At this point, this is where you would just add a little bit of the tomato paste. To get some of the juice out of there, you could probably put it in a strainer so you can get the juice out of there if you wanted to make those meat pies. And you just put it in there, put it around. You can use regular pie dough, you could use croissant dough, or you could use puff pastry. Even phyllo dough wouldn't be bad. So this is what you would do. One day I'll make that for you. Now we just add in our beans. And I kept the juice because I want my chili to be thick. I want my chili to be thick. I may add a little bit of water to it so it can cook down. So now I'm just going to add a little water because what's going to happen as I cook it, the moisture is going to cook out and I don't want it to burn. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, And I'll keep an eye on it so it does not burn. Now I've seen people to thicken it, they'll use peanut butter, they'll use masa or corn tortilla chips. I don't. I just use canned beans, and I use the juice from the canned beans. Or if I make my own pinto beans, I will just use my own pinto beans and kidney beans and the juice from that. I don't rinse them. So now we're going to let this cook, and we'll be back when it's done and taste it. It'll be so good. See you in a minute. The chili's done just in time for the game. Can't wait. I'm not a big game. I don't know much about football or anything about that, but I love to get together. I love to be with friends, and I love food. So I've got food, I've got friends, and we've got football. And I'm going to give it a taste. I like fresh chopped onions and cheese in mine. See? Ooh. Let's taste it. Now here, it's nice and thick. It's nice and thick, but not too thick. So let's taste it. I have cheese. It is very good. Oh, nice and spicy. My Uncle Emmett would not like it at all. But maybe you wouldn't know if Mark didn't tell on me making it spicy. It is so good. I just have to. The thing is there's different beans in here, so it gives you different textures. Believe it or not, the kidney bean has a tougher skin, the pinto bean's real soft, and the black bean has a different taste. I would say more of an earthy taste. It's so good. The only thing I'm missing is tortilla chips, but I wanted you to see the chili itself. And you can do a chili bar, and you can put tortilla chips, crackers, cornbread, cheese, fresh onions, green onions, sour cream, lime. You can do it. Your mind is a playground. Whatever you want, you can put it on your chili bar, and it will be awesome for game day. If you want the recipe for this chili, go to www.justinthekitchen.com, and remember, go to YouTube, like and subscribe. Leave comments on what you want next. I'm going to who knows what I'll do next. It depends on you and what you ask me for. So you have a great day. God bless. Enjoy the football game. See you later. Till next time. Just in the Kitchen and Justine says goodbye.